So Marco, thank you so much for inviting me here to your Trenta Pizza restaurant in Costa Mesa, California to have a conversation about what lights us up and to cook. And I'm so excited to do that. So welcome to What Lights Us Up.
Oh, thank you, Christina. It is my pleasure to have you as guest here. And what to say about Trenta? Trenta is basically the vision, the baby of two Italian friends. My good friend Giorgio and I start this beautiful journey. We opened back in 2019, but the idea started developing since 2016, 2017, when Giorgio moved from New York City to California. So we decided to do something special together, and Giorgio said, let's open a pizzeria. And I said, okay, what do we know about a pizzeria besides liking pizza and liking food? He said, on the business standpoint, zero. So back in 2018, I started doing a personal research, working in other restaurants, Italian or non-Italian. That was my first working experience in the industry, and back then I realized that I like this world. It's different than what you see on TV, on reality show. It's not real, there's like Hell's Kitchen and Chef here, Chef there. What I saw a great chemistry in between the back of the house and the front of the house. I saw a lot of respect each other, working day in, day out, and a lot of teamwork. My personal background is all about teams and sport. Few pounds ago, I was a professional water polo player. I moved to America to coach water polo, and then thanks to Giorgio and his vision and our dreams, we invented Trenta. But what I know the most is like team chemistry and team building, and I saw all these beautiful values in the restaurant business.
And that's what captivated me the night I came in. Actually, I was having dinner with a former podcast guest here outside on your patio. And I remember you coming over and I asked you what your story was, because I come from Connecticut. I'm Italian American, because I wasn't born in Italy, but I grew up in a family that made homemade Italian food. And I grew up in a state where they're very well known for pizza. It's sort of, right? New Haven, Italian pizza, Sally's and Pepe's. It's very hard to get good pizza here. We're here in Southern California, for anyone listening. It's really hard to find good Italian. Homemade pasta, good sauce. It's extremely hard to find both of those in the same location. But that's not why I asked you to come on What Lights Us Up. It's your story of really your energy that night, of you coming over to the table. It was sort of like we were having dinner at your house, and we came over for this incredible meal. And it was the fact that you opened it out of a passion for not finding good Italian food or good pizza in Southern California. And I think a lot of people can resonate with that, because there are so many times where we might go somewhere or live somewhere and say, gosh, I wish I had that place I loved here. I'm missing my, what I'm used to having. But to actually make it a reality and turn your vision into reality, and you said you had no experience doing this. I think that's incredible. Walk us through, I know you said you worked in a shop. Giorgio and you met in Sicily. You're from Sicily, right?
Yes.
So you're childhood friends, or you grew up together, and you were both living in the States already?
Yes.
Okay.
We moved to the States in the same period, around 2007, 2008.
Okay.
And I went straight to California because of my water polo connection, and Giorgio went straight to New York because he was working in the industry of tourism.
Okay.
And George and I, we went to high school together. So we know each other since we were 15, 14 years old.
And you both had visions to move to the US? You always wanted to move to the US, or was it the opportunity of sort of being a water polo coach that drew you to the US?
And this really sent me back when I was 11 or 12. I always have this dream about the States. For some reason, I'm Sicilian and superstitious. I always loved John Wayne movies. When I was a kid, John Wayne reminds me of my grandpa. Like same, like big guy, great charisma. First time I flew into Orange County and I saw the huge American flag with the huge statue of John Wayne. I got goosebumps. I said, I want to move here. I love this place because I really believe that we all have our destiny. And when I saw that, it was during a water polo trip. I used to live in NorCal. We were having a tournament in Orange County. I saw that, and I'll never forget the first time I saw the John Wayne statue in the airport. And what I like to share with you, I love that you mentioned about you felt like you were in a house when we met. I remember that night precisely, and it is so true. I'm so glad because this is more than a restaurant. This is, as you said, this is like a home. Imagine that you want to visit George and Marco at his place, you go there and they're not there. And imagine I go see Christina and you're not there. So like the point is that going to Trenta is not just about the food, but it is about the experience, the vibration, the journey that we're gonna share stories about your family back in the day in Connecticut, my family in Sicily, all the similarity, like the way my mom makes meatballs was similar to the way your mom was making meatballs, all these kind of things. Then we can talk about trips going to Italy. I love to share my ideas and tips and direction to our customers, and then we ask when they say, I'm going to Italy in 2 months. And I give my business card and said, oh, shoot me an email. I can tell you where to go at dinner in Taormina, Catania, Syracuse, or Rome, Firenze, you name it. You know, we have friends all around the country because at the end of the day, when you visit a place, when you have that special special experience with the locals, it's completely a different memory.
I totally agree, and I don't think I mentioned it, but in September, I felt a calling to go and travel to my grandfather's hometown where my last name originates from and stay in the small village and immerse myself in the food culture. It was the most incredible experience. I mean, this village is small, outside of Caserta, and I stayed with my cousins who I had never met before. I only knew one cousin. Thankfully, they spoke English because I don't know Italian, but I couldn't go to the market by myself. I don't know one word of Italian, so I was trying to learn it, but what I really wanted to take away was I wanted to learn what are the key dishes of this town, sort of stemming from my cookbook, which is called Cooking with Italian Roots. I wanted it to be an extension and a learning experience, to go there and spend a week, which wasn't enough time, but the most incredible thing I experienced at the end of the week, just by pure chance, they had a festival at the end of the week. They hosted 300 people, sit-down dinner. They blocked off the street, everybody sat. I filmed the locals making the sauce. The pot was huge, right?
I saw the video, I loved it.
You saw it? You watched it?
I loved it.
I mean, so many people commented, it's on YouTube. So many people commented on it, but the guys like wheeling the food out on wheelbarrows.
I love that part.
Do they do that in Italy? I mean, is that really, I mean, it was such a local experience, and I don't know if you experienced that growing up. I thought it was, everyone watching it comments, like, that is so cool. I want to go to Italy and experience that. I've even thought, what if I design a local trip, like a retreat, to bring people to experience something like that? Not that it would happen, you know, every trip, but, and there were some things I took away from that. All we need is a simple life. All 300 of those locals, they live in the same town, they eat dinner together with their neighbors, the same man walked by my cousin's house every day, 3 times a day. And it really makes you think what our life is like in the U.S. in opposition to what it's like in Italy. They have good food, they have a simple life, they take care of their elders, they spend quality time with their family. What has been your experience living in the U.S. versus living in Italy? You obviously chose to stay, you chose to create this business here, and you're trying to mirror that image of your heritage here. How do you feel we keep our roots with us even if we move halfway across the world?
You know, like my perception of the States, it changed down the road, because the first 3 years everything is new, and you see all the differences, and the good ones and the bad ones, and you just see the good ones, and there are a lot of good ones. I love Italy, don't get me wrong. The States are something that in my imagination was always like a dream, and now it is a dream come true. I remember when I used to live in NorCal, a good friend told me, I love your culture, you guys work to live, we live to work. And back then I said, I didn't get it, and now I do understand what his point was. So basically, we in Italy, we want to create an environment that at the end of the day, it all just keep us together around the table, around my dearest persons, friends and family, and there are less moving parts of what you can have in America. And you know, my experience is also that now I live in the States since 2007, so 16 years.
Long time.
Sometimes I say too much, but the thing is that the life in Italy is, as you said, is simple. In America, and probably because like 70 years ago, life in Italy was simple too. Now with so many new things, and the multimedia, the social media, and so many things happening in the world in the last 3 years, and it completely changed our perspectives. But at the end of the day, we love as Italian, because I'm American, but I feel in my heart I feel like I'm Italian. We love to enjoy the great aspect of life, like when we say la bella vita, that back in the days, or la dolce vita, we really talk about the core aspect of life. So like a family and love, and what would be a better situation for us if not around the table to share those moments.
That's beautiful. And do you feel it's been a challenge to adopt some of sort of the traditions that you grew up with, to carry them here and keep them alive? And what advice do you have for us that some of us want to emigrate to the US or move to another country? How do we keep our traditions alive?
You know, like it's been hard. It's been hard because sometimes even in the little things you see so many big difference with your friends, with people you work with, and not to mention like the big things. But like in my experience, I could tell you that I've been spoiled, and I'll tell you why. Because I moved to the States as a water polo coach, and I moved to the States because I love the way a coach is considered. It's considered a mentor, it's considered a person that can really influence and touch so many lives. I work with like 10 and unders and 12 and unders, and I love the fact that they still remember me as Coach Marco. Now they're like they finished college, because I've been coaching 12 and unders since like 2006. I love what I'm doing here, and so that's why my immigration to the States was kind of like it was kind of like sweeter, because like all the love and all the consideration I had from these families, from the kids, from these like student athletes, it made me feel like so loved. You know, my transition is different than other immigrants that move here and work straight in different working environment. I'm really lucky that I found what I found.
That's incredible. And you can feel it in the energy. And going back to feeling it when I'm sitting here having dinner, you can feel sort of some of those traditions staying alive. I mean, I remember growing up, my great grandmother's house was always open for anyone invited over for dinner. It's how I grew up. I'm sure it's how you grew up. And it's sort of the experience that you have here at the restaurant. And you're inviting me, I said, can we cook together? And you're like, yeah, sure, come in at the kitchen, when we're opening, and I'm excited to see what we're gonna make. For anyone that hasn't been here yet, you need to come here and you have to have these amazing, incredible zeppole. Zeppos or zeppole?
Zeppole. You said that right, zeppole.
And they're filled with Nutella.
Yes.
It's like out of this world. Like out of this world, I've never had anything like it in my life. It's doughy and soft, and it has this like warm chocolate center. It's like absolutely incredible. The pizza's incredible, the pasta's incredible, everything was incredible. And you said did you learn to cook when you went and worked at restaurants, or did you learn to cook growing up at all?
My cooking skills developed, you'd be surprised, not with my mom or grandma, because they always kick me out of the kitchen respectfully, but my cooking skills developed with water polo friends. So I moved out of my house when I was 17, playing professional water polo. So you work out 6 hours a day, you're hungry. You're hungry and you want to cook and you want to share your culture with friends from Naples, from Firenze, all around Italy. You want to share ideas. So like the way I was cooking the seafood, the pasta or the pizza, kind of like melt together with all the ideas of my friends from all around the country. So long story short, I learned with water polo friends, hungry water polo friends.
That's insane. And I've seen some pictures. You do host some parties here as well for them, for your water polo, either classes or teams or
yes.
friends.
I mean, last night we had the Canadian national team, the women Olympic team.
Right.
And I have connection with water polo friends all around the world because we share the same principle, the same hard work. And if you see in the restaurant, there's some water polo speedos, there's little water polo ball, and you can see here and there that my love for the sport of water polo is in my heart, and it'll be in my heart forever.
That's incredible. And where did the inspiration for the dishes on the menu come from?
George and I, when we put together, let's say, the first draft of the menu, we wanted to give a really good idea of our Sicilianity, but also we want to explore the Italian culture from north to south. So we basically, I can tell you that ragu bolognese is the recipe of our good friend Lorenzo's grandmother's. So we start making the recipe over the phone. We were twitching here and there with the grandma over the phone. And the same thing for the braised short ribs. The brasato is from a nice lady from Verona. And the carbonara is from my aunt in Roma. You can find recipe everywhere on the internet. But what we did, we basically say, okay, what represents the most of this region, this part of the Italy, talking about this pasta or this pizza. And that was our starting point. If you can see our menu, the pizzas, they have names from different cities. We have Caserta, we have Catania, Napoli, Firenze. The idea is to have some of the key ingredients, the one that represent the most that town or that region will name the pizza. Like Reggio Calabria is the most spicy pizza we have, and Calabria is the most spicy region of
Sure.
Italy.
Sure.
On the Caserta, you have the buffalo mozzarella that represents the city of Caserta. On the Bari, you have a nice, beautiful burrata on top. On the Catania, we have the pistachios, which is so delicious, all around the Piedmont of Mount Etna we're from. So there is a lot of like key ingredients, a lot of details. What I love to share with my young athletes, with my friends, I keep saying that the little details can make huge difference. You put them together, you step them together, you can make like a mountain.
That's incredible. And it's the story behind it too that resonates, right? And you talked about vibrational energy, that we all have vibrational energy. And how do you feel we can tap into that vibrational energy to inspire others? And what do you hope people can take from the energy that you curate here, either in coaching or at the restaurant?
I mean, Giorgio, and my message is that when you experience our restaurant, it is not just about the food itself. It's more about the energy you feel when you have dinner with us, and that's why when we love to greet the table and talking, and we have the best customers. I mean, this is our first restaurant, but we have friends in the other state of the country. We have friends in Italy. When we share our stories with our customers, with our friends, they have restaurants not in Orange County. They say, "Wow, you guys have the best customers in the world." And we're lucky, and I feel like we're really good hosts. Like, we are Sicilian, we're proverbial good hosts. What we want them to understand is that if you love that special ingredient in the pizza or in the pasta, it's probably because that special ingredient, or that way our chef finished the pasta, it was made out of this. It was made out of
heart.
From the heart. So like, you see, like, sometimes some customers, they ask me, "Oh, can I have the recipe?" I say, "Yeah, you can have the recipe, but if you miss the key ingredient, you're not gonna make it." And then I said, and they say, "Oh, what is it?" And I said, "I cannot tell you." And I said, like, it's love. I mean, everything you do, I love you mentioned the word passion. Everything you do, you gotta do with passion. Everything you do, you gotta do with love. So when you make a soup, it can be bland and shallow, or it can be delicious just when you just had some little spice in here, some little like salt in there. So the little things that change, and we want to make sure that our customers understand that we really want to give that sparkle when they visit Trenta. We are in this society 2024, with all the reviewers, and sometimes like we really take a review like personally. So sometimes we're like, what? When you get the 1-star review and just saying something that is not true, we're bummed, and we say, why don't you, if you really didn't like this and that, just we didn't. I mean, I was there.
Right.
I even talked to you. Tell me, Marco, I mean, we can all do mistakes, right? So if there is something wrong in the carbonara or in the meatballs or in anything, just, hey, give me your feedback. We're gonna get better. Don't just go on the internet and give me 1-star review, because that 1-star review is so bad. People do not understand that sometimes you are judging like 50 families' work all together in 1 star, and you do not understand that. This is a family business. This is a dream from 2 Italian friends that now we're so proud that we are giving job opportunity to a local family from Orange County, to many students from high school and college in this area. So we feel like we're doing something special here. So when we see like the 1-star review, and we do not share that like content, it kind of like, we feel like, like an Italian person is like, what are you talking about?
It's your home. It's like inviting someone into your house, and then they're like, I don't like your style, I don't like what you put that furniture for.
Believe me, it is not the first time that I had people who came to the restaurant saying, I'm here because I love the way you replied to the 1-star review. Because you were not like trying to be politically correct, you just open your heart and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna tell you this and that, with all due respect. And people came here saying, I'm here because of that review, because you're true. You're not like, there is no, this is the way we are. There is no filter.
Yeah, exactly. And how has this experience changed your life?
You know, as I told you, I'm superstitious. Trenta changed my life in the sweetest way. I met my wife here.
You did?
She was a customer. I like to say girls' night out. No other man was involved because I'm jealous. And she was here with a group of friends. It was love at first sight. And I met my wife, we opened in February 2019. I met my wife in September 2019. And I proposed in September 2020. We waited for the pandemic and we got married in 2021. In 2022, we have a baby, Francesca, the center of my heart. So that answers your question. Trenta just changed my life, and it just gave me the American dream. Life from Costa Mesa, I got a job, a wife, and a baby.
And you get to keep your traditions of how you grew up alive.
Oh yes,
That
traditional
too,
lives.
right?
Oh,
Just
yes.
from one calling, from one feeling you had in your soul that you had to do this.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing your story, Marco, today, for inviting me here to your home and your kitchen. How can people find you, come to the restaurant, visit your story?
You know, we're located in Costa Mesa, 1661 Superior Avenue, and today, like with the internet, you can find us on Google. You just search our name, pop out, easy to reach. If not, you can call us at 949-270-6652. It's either me with my thick accent or Giorgio on the phone, and
your website and Instagram?
Yes, we have TrentaPizza.com and Trenta Pizza Cucina on the Instagram, and there we go. We're here.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.